before you dig into this reasoning session with I and I today, I would advise you to watch Rastafari, Setting the Record Straight first, because I don't want you to get confused or lost, because this is a spinoff of that same reasoning session scene. But for those who have been seeking, searching, building, and putting the pieces together for some time, it might sound like I'm speaking to the choir. But anyway, this is Agnatar from the Ninth Dimension. Previously, we were building on what they call Santeria and Voodoo and Obeah and different practices in the Caribbean and America, and how they came to be, how they are a mixture of indigenous people from Africa and indigenous people here, I wouldn't say Native Americans, but the Aboriginal or the indigenous people here is us as well. But that's a whole nother subject matter. But so through colonization, which is a nice word for brainwash, we took our indigenous science and converted our cosmology with the Catholic cosmology, per se. And since this is a melting pot of a lot of different ethnic groups and different cultures, we began to mix our sciences together. And that's how a lot of these different practices today came to be. So a lot of people are saying, what does this have to do with anything? And what does this have to do with Rastafari? So I'm not going to go back and do the same doo-wop that I did before. But anyway, for those who are just tuning in, I'm just giving you a backdrop on a couple jewels. So none of this might sound crazy to you today. But anyway, I know everybody everybody always thought I was crazy. Okay, so that's nothing new. They always thought Rastaman was crazy. It's just now in 2018, people are more inquisitive to know what the hell is going on. But anyway, learn your colors. And excuse me for all the different specks of whatever is on here. When you have children, you understand that. But anyway, learn the science of colors. Now, this is a chart for candles and the color meaning. And I'm not going to go through all this because you can Google this information yourself and get your own chart and study it. And also just study colors. When you understand the science of the candle and the color of the candle, you will be able to choose what particular deity, guardian, or angel that resonates with the energy of that color. seeing. There is a science to colors, and a lot of people try to make things a little more mystical and deeper than what it really is. But this is the age of so-called Aquarius. So at this time, everybody and their mama is trying to sound real deep. Ask Ross if I'm trying to kick knowledge. No, I'm trying to show you some things that you can apply. You know, a lot of people are philosophizing about things, and not giving you things that you can actually apply and see actual proof for yourself from your own square. See? So understand what pink means, green, blue, red, and all of the different colors. Another thing to study as well is the days of the week and what planet associates with that day, or what planet or celestial light or body, whatever you want to call these things, what governs Tuesday and Wednesday and whatever day. When you understand this simple or basic science, then you can start to identify with all of the different deities through all of the cultures by connecting with whatever planet governs that goddess or god from whatever culture. Because in the last reasoning session, we spoke about how all deities around the world, when you at least Google them or look for information on them, they all have a particular so-called planet that governs them. So when you understand colors, because all of those colors you find inside of yourself, those candles you find inside of yourself, and all of the planets and all of those things. But we already heard so many of those great lessons from many different people. So when you are able to, align yourself with the energy of the day. So you see, okay, Mars is Tuesday. Mercury is Wednesday. You start to plan your week a little bit different. You align yourself with the appropriate energy for that day. So you would say on Wednesday, I would do such and such because it aligns with this. It would help you become one with the force itself. See? Anyway, I'm not trying to bore you guys. I know you guys think I'm boring, but it's cool. Because I got some entertaining things for you guys later. This is just a reasoning session, So, once again, I said many times before that the different planets are the common denominator for the deities across many cultures. So, a magi is one who can travel through the different schools of thought and connect the system with the cosmos. A magi has a universal system or practice where no matter what culture he deals with, he can still see the same connections to the same forces. See? So we have been told to stay away from our indigenous practices, because when the slave, black, white, yellow, or whatever, because we are all slaves, but that's a whole nother story. But mentally, I'm talking about mental enslavement. When you are able to deal with your indigenous practice and deal with what they call magic, you are harder to be, excuse me, what's the word? It's harder for them to enslave a people who are magical. So we have been zapped from our magical powers. And everyone's scared of this 666 thing. But for those who know, you take that 666 and you turn it into a 999 because the 6 is just a 9 upside down. You already know. Um, we are non-etheric people. But a lot of people didn't give you that lesson too. So I'm not trying to, sound like everybody else, all, deep and metaphysical, but it's the simple things it's the basics, the fundamentals. When you are able to do comparative studies and check out different schools of thoughts in a comparative way and see different similarities, you start to become one with the force itself. So a lot of you guys who are real religious will be like, what the hell is this guy dealing with here? And for you who are so-called conscious will say, hey, why does he have a Jesus candle? Like, I thought he was red, black, and green. Like, what's up with it? You don't know about the council and Nasir? They start to intellectualize a little too much instead of becoming one with the flow, because they're not dealing with the Moorish science. Everyone's a Moorish scientist, but the true science is the science of not even or not even being in the energy of going to court anyway. So for those who know the law of attraction, you know that when you are constantly studying court and legalese, and you always studying different codes and statutes and different ways to deal with the court system through the law of attraction, you will always deal with the court system because you're attracting it. Because that's all you're trying to overload your mind with codes and different things. See, so I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm saying the way the universe works for those Moorish scientists don't attract court by always mentally thinking about court. Simple. The real science is the juju, per se. Anyway, back in the day when you had to go to court, you would go to the shaman and he'll make a little talisman for you. And there wasn't no paperwork involved in that. But that's a whole nother story. I'm not trying to sound arrogant. Just building with you guys. So once again, this is Michael, and you can find Michael in many different cultures. You find a white Michael, Puerto Rican Michael, whatever Michael. We know that certain things are allegory and certain things are one with the force itself. See?